Elijah is ugly. Joe Burrow is hot. This is episode and week 10, believe it or not.
That was hurtful. I'm not sure why I had to be in that one. But good one, I guess. We talk about football here on the Huddle. And so that we don't waste any more time, let's go over our playbook real quick. NFL news, trash talk, games of the week, takeaways, CPAC reacts, and Steel Curtain session, of course. Here we go.
Bro, you know how we roll. Yep. So, without further ado, NFL news of the week. According to the man himself, I sucked. Everybody else scored except for me. I'm joking. That's what CMC said as his TD streak ends this past week. What was it, 20-some games, Elijah?
Yeah, it was, quite a lot.
I don't know. He had a lot of games that he scored touchdowns in. Ended this week even with a San Francisco win. Kyler Murray wins his first game back from injury. Devon Achane could be returning sooner than later for the Dolphins, which would be huge for a playoff push for them. Mac Jones, he gets benched again. Bailey Zappi comes in and does what always happens. Plays good for the first 2 drives and then throws an interception and loses them the game. So nothing new going down in New England. Taylor Heineke tears his hamstring in loss to who they play.
The Cardinals.
The Cardinals, that's what I thought. I knew that. Lost to the Cardinals. Desmond Ridder has to come back in just weeks after they made him the backup. Moving on, 6 games ended in a game-winning field goal this past week. That is the most in NFL history in a single week. Elijah, pick up from here.
The Bills, after a terrible loss to the Denver Broncos in a field goal.
A great game.
Yeah, they fired their OC.
And
go ahead.
Jets, they cut their 2021 rushing team leader, Michael Carter, today, which means Dalvin Cook might get some more carries. I'm not necessarily sure. Breece Hall, obviously, still the number 1 running back on that team. And rookie out of Pitt, Israel Mbakanada, might see the field for the first time actually in his NFL career.
Probably not.
At next upcoming weeks. He's better than any West Virginia player to ever exist.
How about Stills on the Cardinals, who's been popping off this year? But let's go on to the next thing, which everybody's favorite, of course, Trash Talk Tuesday, and it is a Tuesday.
Did not even send me. So
yeah, I didn't because I just finished it maybe like 5 minutes ago. So I didn't even get all the teams anyway. So let's start.
Okay, let's get it.
Panthers, Carolina. Panthers no more. Get it? No DJ Moore. Get it? MOORE. DJ Moore.
You're wasting time, Elijah.
Okay. Browns. I think they should just get used to Watson being on the sidelines because I mean honestly he's been there just about every week so far.
And their defense just carries for them.
Yes. Let's go on to the Vikings. Shades of Case Keenum. Their backup or their starter gets hurt. Their backup does even better than their starter does, and they go to the playoffs and they do really well. Let's see. Titans. They played as good as mayo and coffee. To anyone who doesn't know, I assume it's probably really gross. Really bad. I don't know, Levi, have you ever had mayo and coffee?
I don't really like coffee. I do like mayonnaise, but never in my life would I combine them.
So we both agree that it's probably really bad, just as the Titans played against the Buccaneers. The Lions, I think they almost became the tie-ins this week because they almost tied.
The Lions always tie. It's a part of their contract. You have to tie at least one time a season.
But not this week. So, yes. Then Kyler Murray, he's been practicing with all the Madden. That's how he won this game against the Falcons. All that extra time, just sitting, got some Madden playing in. And then finally, the Jets, they got all the old Packers players except the actual good one, Devontae Adams. And that is your Trash Talk Tuesday. Probably not on the Tuesday because we're recording it on the Tuesday. Could be a Wednesday, maybe a Thursday, probably not a Friday, hopefully a Saturday. And you should probably be watching football on a Sunday. So that's it. Thank you.
All right, moving the chains. Time for the games of the week. Biggest win, San Francisco 49ers run rampant. all over the Jacksonville Jaguars, beat them 34-3. That bye week was key for the 49ers to heal up a little bit, refocus, and get another win, sitting on top of the NFC West again. Biggest upset, of course, we all know, Monday Night Football. Broncos beat the Bills 24-22. As time expired off of a field goal that Will Lutz actually missed. Then the Bills got penalized for 12 men on the field, and then he made another one after getting pushed up like 10 yards or whatever. And then obviously that results in the Bills offensive coordinator getting fired. But Broncos defense Elijah that game was nuts. They forced 4 turnovers. And you just even look between the Bills and Chiefs, their defense forced 9 turnovers. That's nuts.
Yeah.
That is nuts.
Yeah. When they
Anyways.
Yeah.
And then obviously the best game of the week. There was plenty of those. I might even argue Browns and Ravens. That game was great. But me and Elijah decided on the Lions-Chargers game. 41-38. It's a points fest in that game. Both very high-powered offenses. And obviously, if you look at just how these defenses have performed this year, Lions have done better. Lions get the win in that game. Of course, they win 41-38. But that is your games of the week. Let's move along. Elijah, takeaways. What did we take away from this past week of the NFL season, Week 10? Can Kyler Murray help turn around the Cardinals?
You got to
win.
win.
Are they too far gone?
You got to win.
Should they just restart, you know?
Yeah. Should they keep him now? Because everyone was saying Caleb Williams to the Cardinals, but he looked good. He won. He got 2 touchdowns, rushing and passing, I think.
Yeah, but he was also playing the Falcons. So
yeah, they have a pretty decent defense, though. Well, not great, but like they've been able to win a lot.
Jesse Bates. And
yeah.
Sometimes when Grady Jarrett wants to show up.
Yeah, Calais Campbell sometimes too. I guess you're right. Defense is just okay.
They're 2-8. So, like, does that win actually mean anything? I mean, Josh Dobbs got a win.
Yeah.
With that team, which now you put him on a better roster and look what he's been able to do.
Yeah. But imagine the Cardinals somehow sneak into the playoffs. I mean, it's probably unlikely. They have to win out.
That's almost impossible at this point.
They have to completely win out. So, and
they'd finish like they wouldn't even. They would finish with a running record 9-8.
Yeah, but yeah, I think is he a keeper though for next year? Or they
Murray?
Is he a automatic trade? Try to get Caleb Williams or whoever.
Well, here's the thing. I don't think the Cardinals are even going to have the first overall pick, which actually leads me into our next question, Elijah. Is Bill Belichick done in New England? Or are the Patriots going to get the first overall pick? And I was thinking about this earlier. I honestly think the Pats might even try to go. They might just lose out the season and try to go get the first overall pick, bring in a guy like Caleb Williams. And you put a quarterback like Caleb Williams on a Patriots roster that still has some bigger names in it. I don't know. They can back playoffs within a couple of years.
I think maybe Robert Kraft and Bill Belichick are not kind of getting along anymore. I don't know if they ever did, but I don't know if anyone ever got along with Bill Belichick. But I think maybe it could be time to retire from your football career. I mean, obviously he hasn't done anything since Tom Brady.
Nothing.
Although he may have made the playoffs.
Was he really even that good of a coach?
Yeah, that makes you wonder. But also his roster hasn't been great. Again, Mac Jones looks terrible. Bailey Zappi's not much better. Which also, does that mean Will Greer's going to get his first start next week? Maybe. We'll see.
In your dreams, dude.
Maybe. I mean, you might have a better chance of winning with him than you did with Bailey Zappi.
Probably, yeah. But yeah, just kind of tying those questions in together, you know. Cardinals having the first overall pick, Caleb Williams, or Patriots having the first overall pick, Caleb Williams.
Yeah, or Caleb Williams not even being the first overall pick because he's been losing recently.
Right. And honestly, if I'm the Patriots, I might I mean, I guess it's a little too late. But on draft day, first round of the draft, I'm trading away some of my big names. And
What are your big names though?
that's exactly the issue.
Matt
Because
Judon's the only guy.
you have Juju Smith-Schuster, Mike Gesicki. I mean, that's not much.
Yeah,
Maybe Mac Jones to a needy like Falcons team or something. But my plan as the Patriots moving forward is get this all done within 1 year. If you have an early pick, draft Marvin Harrison early.
Yeah.
And then try to get. I honestly, I would hate to see him in a Patriots uniform. Go get Jaden Daniels. I feel like that duo between Marvin. I just think Jaden Daniels on a Patriots roster would be great.
Yes,
I
but
think he would complement maybe the new era of the Patriots. And I think at that point, Belichick might have to be out or
I was
on
gonna
his
say,
way out.
I was gonna say, do you think because I'm pretty sure Daniels is more of a scrambling.
He is.
Yeah,
Yeah.
so Bill Belichick obviously hasn't had that much in his career as a coach with a scrambling QB. Do you think he could build around Jaden Daniels if he is their starter?
No, because I think if the Patriots were going to do an entire roster clean out and try to start fresh, you can't have a guy like Belichick. He's still
Yeah,
stuck in that. My
and then
defense is insane, and I have three white receivers and a white tight end and a white quarterback, and we won 6 Super Bowls together.
yeah.
Like
But then also, if Belichick is gone, is he getting with a new team? Is he a head coach with another team, or is he
now, I
retired?
would say college maybe.
College. Wow, you're gonna
Texas
go to
A&M team, he could
college.
take them over.
That's
Obviously, they just fired
crazy.
their coach, but I think Belichick's career coaching is over. Buddy, you won 6 Super Bowls. There's not much more you can do as a coach.
Win it without Tom Brady, maybe that would be kind of nice.
That would be huge. But as we said earlier, he's done nothing without Tom.
Yeah,
Uh, Elijah, moving on. Any questions you got?
yeah. Well, since we're talking about the Patriots right now, what's up with the rest of the AFCs? The Jets win sometimes, lose against the Raiders, who have a backup coach, basically.
Okay,
Uh,
well, I'm gonna
the
name you the
Bills,
2 issues right now with the Jets. It's called Zach Wilson.
two
The
issues. That just sounds like one.
well, 2 words.
I
The Jets were honestly like I don't understand it. It's great for a quarterback. I know Aaron Rodgers is trying to make a push back, but you're out of the playoffs. They're not making it in a division like this right now.
I disagree because the Dolphins can't beat a good team. The Bills can't beat a bad team. The Jets sometimes beat teams, and the Patriots can't win any games. So I think it's you. What you want to do is I don't. I think you really just want to try to get Aaron Rodgers back because you still have a chance
Yeah,
with
but
this
if you
terrible
rush
division.
him to play on a bad roster or a bad performing team right now, what are you risking for him? He's old, Elijah. He's old. He's
He is,
probably
yeah.
got
I'm not
3 years.
saying,
At most, he's got 3 years left in his career.
yeah. Honestly, if he was playing, I still think they'd have the same record as they do right now. I just it would be a little bit better play than Zach Wilson has provided to the
Maybe.
Jets. Because I mean, we've seen it the last couple of years. Aaron Rodgers, or well, I guess it was just last year. Aaron Rodgers is running out of fuel, and he
Well,
literally hurt himself coming off an
and
Achilles.
this week is huge for that division. Raiders are playing the Dolphins, and if the Raiders keep up how they're playing right now, maybe the Dolphins might lose. Who knows? Maybe there might be an upset. But the biggest game this week for that division is Jets and Bills.
Yeah,
They're
and
playing. It's a Sunday night game.
whoa, again? I feel like the Jets
No,
play
wait,
every
I'm
Sunday
sorry,
night.
not Sunday night game.
Oh, okay.
It's a normal 4:25 game.
Oh, okay,
But that
okay.
game is huge because if the Jets win that game, it basically puts the. There's no way Buffalo. I mean, unless they went on like a crazy win streak at the end of the season, they might miss out on the playoffs.
Yeah,
Makes
I
their
mean,
records even,
yeah.
close to. They would Jets would be 5-5. Buffalo would actually be 5-6. Um, and then Miami could take away with the lead, which I think they will in this division.
So that I was just gonna ask you think who you think's gonna win that division because
It's Miami. They have
okay,
all around the best roster, and
yes, but again, they can't beat good teams. So is
but
that
physically and literally, you are not catching them.
all right?
And I'm just talking like not even player acceleration. The team acceleration they had within this first half of the season is enough to carry them to the playoffs. I don't even care if they get third or fourth seeded. They might even get fourth if they can't beat a good team, whatever. The rest of the division is terrible.
Yeah,
And the Bills, I said this. I told you, Elijah. I said this in the offseason. If the Bills don't win a Super Bowl now, it's not going to happen anytime soon.
yeah, because you would imagine, like, with all this, Stephon Diggs has been mad in the past offseason.
Past
Josh
2 years,
Allen's
it's
been
been
doing
ticked
nothing.
off.
Yeah, Josh Allen's been doing nothing. They got to pace
93
him back.
turnovers.
Yeah, and
93 turnovers since 2018. He's been
yep,
in.
all their defense is getting hurt, and you imagine some of their big time players are gonna have to start paying. You can't afford everybody, so
Right.
it's basically this. It's almost this year or nothing, really.
Right.
But
And
I
at this point, it's nothing.
yeah,
Right
yeah.
now, it's nothing.
And then let's move on to our final one, just so we're not wasting any more time. How far will and how far can the Texans go this season? They've obviously CJ Stroud has been insane.
MVP level.
Yeah, he
I'm
could
not.
be.
We're not. Rookie of the year is out of the question right now.
Yeah, I think it's
MVP levels for
yeah,
CJ Stroud right now.
which is insane because both you and I we're
We doubted him.
crashing on him
We
the whole
doubted him
off
in the
season.
first couple weeks.
Come back to one of those clips, but yeah,
Yeah, I
how
was
far
saying
can they
like, oh,
go?
you got an 18%. He has no football IQ. Well, he's looking making Bryce Young look like an idiot right now.
Yeah,
He's making the rest of the rookie quarterbacks look bad right now.
I will say in our first draft talk, I did say that CJ Stroud was most QB ready, but then after that, I immediately turned on him and said he was
Well,
crap.
no, because you've been more on board with him ever since. We're more on board with him since the start. But
Yeah, I definitely fell off. I definitely didn't think he was going to be good at all. I thought his
Stroud,
personality was going to
man,
suck. But
he's insane. Just
yeah,
proven
he
on the
is.
bigger
But
talent.
how far can the Texans go? Obviously, their team, they don't really have that many stars, but CJ Stroud's been making Noah Brown look like one of the best receivers in the league.
Yeah, and they're only a game behind the Jacksonville Jaguars.
Yeah,
That's it.
and I don't even think the Jaguars are that good. So I definitely think
No,
the Texans can take the division, go
and
to
you
the
look
playoffs.
at it, Titans play Jaguars this week.
Yeah.
The Jaguars win, and the Texans beat the Cardinals. There we go.
Yeah,
Texans
Jaguars
sit at the
Jaguars
top of the division.
yeah, Jaguars never beat the Titans. They haven't done that in a long time.
Never,
So
never.
so yeah, Texans are I think they can
And
go far to
if
Super
you
Bowl.
just even
I don't
look
know.
all around the league, huge divisional matchups this week. Giants Commanders, whatever that
Yeah.
means.
Yeah.
But Jets Bills, we got Bears Lions, Titans Jags, Seahawks Rams, and then Bengals Ravens play Thursday night. Steelers Browns we play on Sunday. We're gonna talk about that later. Before we get to the Steel Curtain session, Elijah, your time starts in 3, 2, 1, go. CPAC
Yes.
reacts.
So the Packers, this was like their best game on offense they've ever played. AJ Dillon had 70 yards finally. Aaron Jones couldn't really get anything going, but our passing game looked really good until the end. We were just all our receivers were getting open, and we were at this game, by the way. If we hadn't mentioned that, I can't remember, but we I was pretty impressed with how the Packers played, and it came down to the final minutes. We first Jordan Love threw that pick at first, and then the Steelers stalled out, and then we got right back down to the red zone. It came back to a final play, which just a good call on defense by the Steelers, a bad call by Jordan Love. But overall, he looked really pretty good. The first pick wasn't even his fault. It was just a good play by Pat Pete. So overall, I was pretty impressed with the Packers, except the defense. They were letting Jalen Warren get 100 yards and Najee Harris run over them. But other than that,
Fine.
okay, there you go.
Yeah, other than that, you guys suck. Seattle Seahawks, ladies
What are
and
you talking
gentlemen.
about?
Let Geno cook. He's back, ladies and gentlemen. He's back. Comeback player of the year is back.
You wrote him off, but he ain't right back.
Best foot of all time. No, K9 looked like a beast out there. DK Metcalf, buddy, you did something. DK was running all over the field. He was making defenders miss. And for a guy that big, it's hard to juke out, but he's just a beast. DK, what a game he had.
I'd argue it's pretty
Tyler
easy
Lockett
against.
looked like he almost died there for a second after Emmanuel Forbes Jr. hit him. JSN had a decent game, whatever. Other than that, Seahawks big win, sitting at 6-3 on the season, going to try to sneak in to the playoffs, maybe at the 6 or 7 seed, 5 if we can get lucky. But no, good job, Seahawks. Great game. Commanders are a good team, but you played good. And Elijah,
Yeah.
stat of the week for Bobby Wagner. He's sitting 6th in the league, 95 tackles for him,
All right. Not bad.
and he's like 31 or something like that.
Yeah.
No, not 31. He's like 36,
Yeah,
37. I don't know.
quick question, just from your reaction, are you like done with Jackson Smith and Jigba? Like, are you over him now, or you still have hope for
No,
him?
I'm not. I can't say I'm over him. He's a
Uh,
rookie.
it just sounded like you were kind of he. I mean, he had 53 yards, 4 catches. I mean, I don't know.
It's
It
it's
just sounded
hard
like you
to
were.
be as involved in this offense when you have a name like Tyler Lockett who's been there so long. DK Metcalf is such a huge factor. Defenses have to cover, and then honestly, the Seahawks run the ball a lot
Yeah.
with K9. So yeah, JSN, he's the third option receiver. So obviously he's not going to get a lot of targets, which I hope we keep this receiving core for next year. I don't want to see Lockett leave, and I don't want to see DK traded. But, we'll see what happens.
All right. So here we go.
Here we go. Steelers.
Here we go.
Pittsburgh's.
Just beat the Packers like they'll do in the
Unlike the
Super Bowl.
It's nuts. 2010 was the last time either of those teams have been in a Super Bowl. We've both been close. Believe me, we have been close.
Yeah.
Patriots were our worst
we
enemies
have
in the
been closer,
AFC, and the
probably.
Packers just can't win in the NFC Championship.
We make it though. That's what matters.
It
No,
doesn't matter.
It's not what matters.
It doesn't matter at all.
So again, as I mentioned, we were at this game. It was pretty cool. Not gonna lie, my first Steelers game, my first Packers game.
Look at that.
It was a pretty awesome experience. Great to spend it with my good pal Levi. We had a good time. Well, at least I did. I don't know about you, Levi, but we got to experience some crazy fans from both sides. We got to experience
crazy metro rides home.
yeah, that too. Yeah,
we're not going to get into the details. But Steelers game, great. Good game, I think.
Yeah, it was a good game. I mean, it wasn't like sloppy play as I expected. Only the fourth quarter. Like
right.
I said,
we went 2 for 2 on our first 2 drives, and the Packers scored on their first drive too. Just 3 drives in a row with points on the board.
Yeah.
And once again, we score a late touchdown field goal. We score late.
Yes.
Defense bails us out on the last drive. It's nothing new.
It's what we do. It's what the Steelers do.
It's what we do. Yeah. What was good that game? Obviously, the running game was insane. I thought Najee was going to break the century mark for the first time this year. Didn't quite get there. 72 yards. Did have a touchdown, though.
But Jalen Warren did. He broke that century.
Jalen Warren, 102 yards, I believe, for him. So you look between those two running backs, they had like 124? No, my math is off. 174.
Between them, they had
like 170 plus rushing yards.
They had 183 rushing yards, and then altogether the team had 205 rushing yards, which is not bad. We had 324 total yards passing and rushing, which we didn't have to pass the ball basically at all because of our run game.
Yeah, well, and that's where finally people can see what this double-headed running back system can do.
Yeah.
Najee has to realize he's not going to be that guy every single down. He has to realize that Jalen Warren is up and coming. Jalen Warren is, I wouldn't say they're not fighting for each other's spot. I think they both get along fine. It's just we have to shift finally into this is not just Le'Veon Bell. This is not just Jerome Bettis. This is not, or the season was just James Conner. This is Najee Harris, and this is Jalen Warren. Yeah. That is our backfield. We have to use both of them equally.
And I think they did a good job using them equally. I mean, when we needed a quick run, we gave it to Warren. When we needed a power run, we gave it to Najee Harris, and it worked for like the first time this year.
And
It
you know
worked
why the run game worked?
because of sideline Canada, right?
Yes. But
And
there's no
because the
run
Packers'
game.
defense is terrible.
Yes. But there's no run game without blockers. Roger Jones had himself a game winner.
Yes, he did start, and we liked it. Our
A
O line
lot.
has stepped up.
Keep him in. Tukes. Goodbye bye.
Yes.
John, get out. James Daniel looked great. Dan Moore couldn't have done this for us his rookie year or last year or the year before, but Dan Moore, he's coming around the corner.
I think he
Alex
just
Smalley
needed.
looked good. Mason Cole, okay, sure. We
And
could draft a center here soon.
yes,
Or put in Nick Herbig.
yeah.
But
Yeah. So TJ Watt also did well, got a sack as usual.
yeah,
Pat Pete actually had a good game. Blocked extra point, which basically changed the game. And
changed the entire course of the game.
yeah, and then the also the block that turned into a pick on the second to final drive, or the SWAT down or whatever it was.
Yeah, Keanu Neal got that pick.
Yeah, that was very important to the game because, again, that's basically how we won.
Right.
So he had a really good game, and of course, the game-winning interceptions, KZ and Neal, are two safeties. What's bad? Our run defense. AJ
So
Dillon.
real quick,
Go ahead.
talking about Neal, what is bad? He got hurt
Oh, yes, yes, yes.
off that play. And also Quan Alexander. So
Ooh,
Holcomb, sorry, goes down against the Titans.
yeah,
A week later, his replacement, Quan Alexander, goes down.
yeah, and that's huge for
Huge.
Steelers.
So Alandon Roberts, I think we can trust him, but are we going to bring somebody in?
Yeah, I mean, Mark Robinson is our other guy, and they're not really cover linebackers. They're both like rushing
No.
linebackers.
Mark Robinson is not a cover linebacker.
No, they're both. We're gonna have to get somebody or move somebody somewhere.
Right.
But yeah. So I mean, we always got to bring in the bad stuff or stuff that can be improved. We'll just say that.
Right.
Run
Yeah,
defense.
that.
Run defense. AJ Dillon got 70 yards on us. That's pretty embarrassing, to be honest. Secondary was terrible. Again, Jordan Love threw all over us. That's also embarrassing.
Christian Watson sucks, though.
Yeah, he does. Actually, I saw a stat that 5 out of the 10 picks that Jordan Love has thrown, they were
Has been
thrown to
targeted
Watson.
towards Watson,
Yep.
yeah.
Yeah, so which is pretty insane. And I feel like going back to the Steel Pack React, I think Watson should be done eventually in Green Bay. But anyway, back to the Steelers. Porter had a penalty or two. Just going to work on that. But the thing is, he's a physical player, so I think the penalties are just going to come. Like the first few games that he had, like good defense, he was really just physical, and they could have been penalties on him, which I'm surprised they weren't called. So I think that's just the way he plays. And it's just like maybe the refs will call it and maybe they won't. It's just kind of like you just got to be a little bit more careful, Porter. But I think you're doing a good job. And then pass game, we didn't really need it at all. But even when we did, I don't know. Kenny still needs to work on some things a little bit. And I feel like they could have taken more advantage of the Packers' injuries in the secondary. Jair Alexander was out. Eric Stokes been out the whole year, I'm pretty sure. Rasul Douglas is gone. Our backups are Carrington Valentine, Corey Ballantyne, and some other guy. Oh, Nixon, who's a special teams guy. So I feel like we definitely could have taken advantage of that secondary. So that could have been. Again, we didn't need it because our run game was insane, but
Right.
it still could have been used a little bit more. And then that also we got bailed out. That should have been a fumble. Kenny threw it behind him to Warren. Should have been a fumble touchdown, but that much.
Yeah, but we finally had a rest on our side.
Yeah.
Also, I was just thinking to replace Quan Alexander. I kind of forgot we had Nick Kwiatkowski.
Do we? Do we still have him?
Yes, I think we still have him, or we would re-sign him. He might be.
So, yeah.
But I saw something where we could possibly bring back John Bostic.
Interesting.
I wouldn't mind that.
I'm trying to think what guys are in free agency that we could get. Like, I don't know.
I would have said go ahead and sign Deion Jones, but I forgot he signed with the Panthers.
Yeah. I just think that Robinson's gonna have to step up.
Right. And
and
I
Landon
think
Roberts.
Tomlin will coach him until he,
Yeah,
you know,
he's supposed to
yeah.
be a big time weapon for the Steelers,
Hopefully.
and I
Hopefully.
think he could be.
Hmm.
But I don't
Here
know.
might be his chance. Yep.
But yeah, anything else that we need to go over?
Yeah. I just want to say, of course, very quickly, let's wrap this up. This week for our division is massive. I said earlier,
Huge.
Baltimore, Cincy, Thursday night football, us versus the Browns, Sunday. Right now, Baltimore sitting at 7-3, top of the division. Us and Cleveland are tied for 6-3. Cleveland sitting at, or I'm sorry, Cincinnati sitting at 5-4. This entire division is within 2 games of each other, and if Buffalo keeps on losing, this division will be all going to the playoffs. Believe me. But if you look at everything, all the teams we're still playing, the rest of our schedule looks, I think, fairly easy for us, fairly favoring for us. We got Cleveland, Cincy, Arizona, New England, Indianapolis, Cincinnati again, Seattle, and Baltimore.
So
Can't say
Seattle's
that's
an automatic win, right?
no. The Browns, they have a fairly easy schedule as well. They have, well, us. They're gonna lose that. Denver, Rams, Jacksonville, Chicago, Houston, Jets, and then the Bengals.
I mean,
The other two,
go ahead.
it's
Sorry.
okay. It's medium.
I mean, like you have the Jets defense, and then the
But it's the
Houston Texans.
Browns, so they'll probably screw up at least one of those games. Or
Yeah, you're.
two. The
Yeah,
Bengals, on the other hand, they have they got Baltimore, then us, then Jacksonville, Indianapolis, Minnesota, us again, Kansas City, and then Cleveland last week of the season. And then the Ravens, who still haven't had their bye week yet. They got Cincinnati this week, LA Chargers the week after that. They get their bye week, and they got the Rams, Jacksonville, San Francisco, Miami Dolphins, and then us in the last week of the season. So
I think each team each has at least 2 tough games, and the rest are doable wins.
right,
That's what I'm
which
getting
makes
to.
me think our entire division is probably going to finish up with at least, I'm saying, like, worst 9 wins, best 12 wins. I think it will be in that vicinity of,
Yeah.
my overall predictions. And I mean, right now, I said Cleveland was going to be 6-11, and they're 6-3. So
They're gonna lose out.
that prediction might be wrong, but hopefully they do lose out. Not if they beat us this Sunday, though. So that is it for the episode this week. Obviously, as I said, I'm going to say it again. Huge week for our division as we kind of hit, not quite there yet, but we're hitting towards the end of this NFL season. Games matter now. And biggest game of the week, Monday Night Football, Elijah. Repeat of last year's Super Bowl, Eagles and Chiefs. They're playing each other. Revenge game for the Eagles, hopefully. Hopefully they win that game.
No.
Taylor Swift is there if Chiefs then lose.
Oh.
Hopefully Mama Kelsey doesn't cry herself to sleep because her baby boy Travis loses.
Oh.
Oh.
That's insane. That you would even say that. But
that is your episode for the week. Yes, I'm going to be an annoying YouTuber now. Don't forget to leave a like and please subscribe.
Comment below who you think CJ Stroud will throw more touchdown passes than this year. Every quarterback. Yes. Thank you.
Every single quarterback. And it has to be each individually one comment.
Yes.
One comment per letter. That's including spaces and punctuation.
Yes.
And numbers. And
Keep
teams.
it interesting down there.
Yeah.
We'll answer.
But yes, that is it for our episode. Thank you for listening, everybody. This was week 10.
Yes.
Or was it week 11?
Week 10.
It was week 10. Jeez.
Yes.
Week 10 of the NFL season. I'm Levi Jenkins. Alongside here, Elijah Coer. And this is The Huddle.
Levi is ugly, and so is Lamar. Goodbye, everybody.
Don't go to
Peace.